Hello there, my name is Hocus and welcome back to another episode in the Minecraft LP series. How are you doing today, guys? I'm doing just fine. Having a good week so far and I hope the same goes for you. Thank you for tuning in today. I really appreciate it. So before we kick today's episode off, I have a huge thank you and a bit of a shout out to give. So two names are going to appear on the screen right now. Christian and Spezial, you guys know who you are. I recently set up membership on the channel and these two guys joined up pretty much immediately, and one of the benefits of joining the membership scheme is that you will get a shout out from me here on the channel. So here is my shout out to Christian and Spezial. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the channel membership. I hope you find it beneficial and useful and worthwhile. But of course, you will be forever remembered in the Hocus Pocus video archives. Okay guys, more on channel memberships and the like a little bit later on in the video, because today's main bulk of the episode is going to be associated with it quite heavily, but I will get into that a little bit later down the line. First of all, I just want to let you guys know that on Saturday, once again, we had another stream, and once again, it was awesome fun, so thank you to everyone that came along to that. And just so that you guys are all caught up to date, we managed to install another mob tower. That means we've got 2 out of the 5 complete, and this thing is just getting better and better, but still a mammoth task to go. There's a lot of work to do, but this is the main part here, and getting that extra tower in just looks really cool. So can't wait to get that finished up. Hey, stop it. And then second on the agenda, just for the start of today's episode, is to change up the cow farm once again. So I'm facing another issue when it comes to this thing. First of all, it's very noisy, but that's an obvious one. Second of all, when I hit the button to open the trapdoors, a lot of the cows still get stuck and we're barely getting any babies dropping into the chamber. So you can see right here I've got roughly 5 or 6 cows in the main area, and that is a result of breeding pretty much every single cow on the outside. So you can see that this farm isn't converting very well when it comes to breeding the adults into babies. So there's something we can do about that just to hopefully make it a little bit more effective. So the way in which we're going to make this farm a little bit more effective is to change up the wall here. So what was happening is, since the wall is less than a block wide, the cows were actually able to stand right here on the edge, and that would prevent them from falling down. So what we want to do is actually just no, that's not what we want to do. Let me just block these guys in because they might be trying to make the great escape whilst I'm building here. But what we're going to do is use some full blocks instead, and that will give us a little bit more control over where the cows are and aren't able to stand. And then I guess what we'll do is just bring some slabs in like this. Actually, you know what? I don't really like the way that looks. That might make it difficult to reach the cows, so let's try something else. Let's go with the trapdoors, possibly. Is that going to be any better? I don't know. As I say, this is an unfortunate change because I really like the way things were looking, and having the wall provided a little bit of extra depth, but now without that, we are going to be getting back into that very blocky territory that Minecraft sits in. And unfortunately, there weren't enough trapdoors, but it's going to have to be something like this, and I can't really think of a better alternative. Okay. Okay, I get it, cows. I get it. You can make the jump, and I was not aware of this, so this is definitely not going to work. I've also just done another test run here, so the trapdoors, I believe, are still open at the moment. Yes. And you can see, if I break a block, that 0 baby cows managed to fall through the gap. So there is my problem, you guys. There is my problem. There are so many babies in there, but for some reason, they just don't seem to fall through the trapdoors anymore. I know I reversed them at one point, so I'm not entirely sure which way they move at the moment. Let's take a look at that. So they move to that side at the moment, and they did used to move the other way, so I'm not sure if maybe reverting them back might be a good idea. I really don't know. If you guys have any suggestions, please do let me know down below, because I'm at a bit of a loose end here. What I wanted to do originally was to extend the trapdoor section by another block and have 2 trapdoors that opened to the inside and gave the babies more room to drop into. But then I realized that A, the adult cows would also fall through the gap, and B, there is no way to power the trapdoors that would be on the inside here unless you made a really elaborate machine, which I don't want to do. I want to keep this nice and simple and have some design work on the inside. So that isn't going to happen. I need a solution that will mean that we won't have to change the mechanics of this farm too much. So please, guys, I beg of you, please let me know what to do, please. I don't know. Well, you guys, I guess the old saying rings true. You win some, you lose some, and that one, we lost hard. So let's try and recover the episode here. I've got something coming up that is going to be quite interesting, in my opinion. So we're looking for a new plot of land somewhere around the base. And I'm not entirely sure where to go. I need a flat area because what we are going to be building today requires a flat area. I'm a genius, right? I'm a genius. Okay, so where will we go with this? Where will we go with this? I was thinking maybe down here by the iron farm. Not entirely sure if that's a good idea or not, though. Let's see what sort of land we've got around here. So it does take a little bit of a slope, but we've got a bit of a flat area here. We could also break down a bunch of these trees to make more area. I think this might work. I'm going to pull my shovel out here and start digging back some of the dirt because, as I say, this might be okay. It might be okay. It doesn't have to be entirely flat. I just need larger flat sections. So this one right here would count, I guess. And then, as I say, again, we could also tear down a bunch of these trees, and that would even give us even greater of an area to work with. Okay, I'm seeing potential here. I definitely am seeing potential. Let me do a little bit more surveying. All right then, guys, we've got some space cleared out. So over here, we've removed a lot of the grass. We filled in some of these watery divots that we had in the ground, some down here also. And as well as that, we did get rid of some of the trees. So what we're going to be doing here is building an arboretum type thing, which is, if you didn't know, a botanical garden that contains only woody plants. So trees, pretty much. And that's all the sense I could get out of Google about 30 seconds ago. So if you want to know more, Google Arboretum, I guess. And what we're going to have is just a large collection of trees with people's names on. So we're going to be recognizing donors, members, super chatters. Anybody that's contributed something to the channel so far is going to have their name on a plaque on a tree right here. And that includes the people that have signed up to any membership level. As I mentioned earlier, the new channel membership is open for subscribers, and at the very basic level you can have a plaque in the world just to recognize your contribution, because I greatly appreciate it, and this is the least I can do for you guys, you know. And even this isn't a lot, is it really? Because doesn't take much effort to put your name in the world, but I think that it's something that's appreciated. So let's get another 5 gap here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm also going to backlog, so anybody that's donated in the past is going to get their name here. Anybody that's a current member will get their name here, and then any future donators or members will also have their name here. So I'm thinking that we do something like this, and then maybe give the trees a little bit of space. And then we'll have some sort of pathway. Now, I'm not entirely sure how wide I want this pathway to be. I was thinking maybe 4 or 5 blocks. Maybe 5 would be good. Or 3, maybe? I don't want this to be too wide because there's going to be a bunch of these rows of trees. And then we're going to have paths that jet through the center of the arboretum as well. So maybe, first of all, it'd be worth actually considering where the center might be. So let's go again. 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we could probably squeeze one more tree in on this side before we get too close to the forest area there. And then on the other side, again, maybe there's room for one more tree. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tree right here. And the reason why I'm placing blocks above them is because I actually don't want them to grow at the moment. I'm going to wait just in case we need to make changes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means somewhere in between the 4th and 5th tree here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need another pathway. So maybe we will go 3 wide on the pathways. That might be the best thing to do. But how much gap do we leave between the trees and the walkway? That is another question. I definitely know for sure that this pathway will lead through here into the next segment, which will be right in this area. So maybe... this is difficult because I want to get this right. So let me take a little bit of time off camera here, I think would probably be the best thing to do. Off to a good start here at the new Arboretum for you guys. So we're going to go with 3 wide paths, and I've got all of the blocks that we're going to be using in those paths. So that is going to be spruce planks. We're going to use podzol. We're going to use path blocks, which will be replaced by grass blocks for the time being. coarse dirt and gravel. So I guess just randomize it as much as possible as we usually do. And I want to have a little demonstration here because it's going to be a little bit different to maybe what you're expecting. It won't stay within the confines of this 3 wide area. So if I just go ahead and fill some of this path in. So I've actually changed the idea that I was going for on the fly here, guys. And whilst we're placing down these last few stairs, I'm just going to tell you a small little story. So building an arboretum reminds me of a time when I was in primary school. So primary school for you Americans is the, I guess, the British version of elementary school. So I was quite young at the time, and our school every year would take us on a trip to a place called Westonbirt Arboretum, which was a nearby arboretum. And of course, me being a wee lad, a young lad, I used to think it was rather boring. So every single time that trip came around, I used to fake illness. I used to do anything I could to get out of it because I hated it. I probably would have rather been in school, and you know, trees aren't exactly the most interesting thing to go see as a young child. I mean, I think I'd appreciate it more nowadays, now that I've grown up a little bit and matured, but back then it was the bane of my existence, and I used to fake illness every single time. So I'm getting major PTSD flashbacks here from building the Arboretum, but I think slowly but surely I'm getting over it. Anyway, here is the design that we're going for. So I guess we are going for a 5-block wide path. But we've got these stairs on the outside. So I guess the aesthetic I'm going for is that the path's been here for a long time. The stairs are slowly decaying. So in certain areas, you can see that the path is actually spilling over into the places in which the stairs should be. But for the most part, they still remain. So the path is somewhat outlined. I think that's a pretty good look. And again, you might be wondering why we have gaps where the trees are. So that I will get to in the next clip, because I think we'll do the explanation for how we're going to set these trees up right now, and then we'll get into some more building, because I have one final idea that I think I might try to implement here. Not entirely sure how it's going to work out, but we'll see what we can do. Okay then guys, let's do a quick demo of what's going to go on here. So since we will probably enter the Arboretum on foot from this side, I will make the signs be on this side of the tree, and then I'm thinking most likely we'll have a little wall behind this layer of trees here that just surrounds the Arboretum itself. So that means that we will go with something like this. So we will have, where did I put the uh-oh. Uh-oh, I had some redstone lamps somewhere. Oof, I was worried for a moment there, guys. I thought I had lost my my redstone lamps, but I found them in the end, which is good. So what we will have is a lamp for each tree that'll just go in the side of the path. Maybe not the best place for it, but that is what I'm going to do. And then, of course, we'll replace that guy. But actually, maybe not for long, because the next thing that we're going to have here is a barrel in the ground by every single tree. So that will be our barrel for this tree right here. And then I'm going to attempt to get this tree to grow. So I'm going to attempt to promote large growth. I want at least 3 wood blocks before the leaves begin to form, if you get what I'm trying to say there. So let's see what we can do. Spam it with some bone meal, and that is perfect. Okay, so this tree right here is great because it has 1, 2, 3 wood blocks before the trees are anywhere to be seen. And then we're gonna have 2 situations here. So the first one is if a viewer has made a donation and left a message with it. So in this case, Jazz has left the Charleston Chew Money donation right here. So I'm just gonna sign the book. I'm going to name it Jazz Jimenez, which is the name of the viewer who has donated. Jazz Jimenez right there. Sign and close. And then now the book is, of course, called Jazz Jimenez. The book will go into the barrel. So anytime we want to remember what was written during the donation, we can check the book out. So that will go in the center of the barrel. And then we'll also have a sign right here. And originally, I was going to put down the donation amount. But then I realized that this, the donation amount doesn't really matter too much, does it? It's the fact that you guys have been generous enough to donate or become a member, whatever you've done. So I'm just going to write donation, membership, whatever you guys have done to warrant your place in this tree. Arboretum is what's going to go on the board. So here we've got Jazz Jimenez, donation, and then we've got our book in the barrel as well as a light for the tree. So I think that is the way we're going to take things. And this is the very first donation we ever received. So I will be continuing on from that position. And that leads me down into the next scenario. So the next scenario, again, will be roughly the same. we'll again have a light on the tree. So in this situation, we'll have this light like so. And then again, we will have a barrel right in front of the tree for us to store something in. So the barrel will go right there like so. And then on this one, Christian, he left a donation. So he was the second donator to the channel. I've got his name here on a gold block because he left no message on a couple of his donations. There was one that he did leave a message on, so we will get that one in to one of the barrels. But for any donations where there isn't a message, or any memberships where of course you can't really leave a message, I will just place a gold block. And then once again, let's try to promote some nice growth here because I want big trees in this Arboretum. I don't want none of those nasty, stumpy, small trees. I want the big, grand trees because this place is for heroes of the channel and they deserve only the best. Come on, tree. Don't fail me now. Don't fail me. I need more bone meal. Yeah, that should do the trick. Come on. There we go. Oh my, wow. Okay, looks like this one is going to be an absolute mammoth of a tree. So once again, we will have the username. And I might format this a little bit differently. I'm going to think about it. So maybe we'll have something like this. We'll have a little bit of a line at the top. And then we might go Christian, PKB. And then once again, donation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think that just looks a little bit better. It had a bit of detail to the sign. So of course I'll do that to Jazz's sign as well. And another thing that I want to mention is that I'm not going to limit you guys at all. So if you've made 3 donations in a membership like Christian has, he will have 4 trees. You'll have 3 donation trees, a membership tree, and that will be a total of 4. So I'm not going to limit you guys at all, unless someone decides to, I guess, spam donations, which I think would be a little bit of a waste of money. So I can't see it happening. In that scenario, we might combine them into one. But if they're made over the course of time, then we will give an individual tree for each action that is taken on the channel. So yeah, let's get to work. Oh yeah, guys. All right, things are starting to look good here at the Arboretum. So we've got our signs up for every single donation and member so far. I'll run through those for you guys. So of course we've got Jazz right here. We've already looked at her comment. We've got Christian's very first donation, which came with this just wonderful insight into life. I like sleeping. Me too, Christian, me too. And then we've got Christian's second and third donations, which were both without comment. Uli also donated, and he wrote to us, "Hey Hocus, congrats on the 2K. Just jumping on for a bit to show some support. How are you? Enjoying 116." So thank you, Uli, for that one. Then we've got Jake's donation right here. Again, no message. Following on is Kiloton's. Again, no message, but Kiloton was very generous with the $20 donation over the weekend. So Kiloton, if you're watching, I appreciate you, my man. I really do appreciate you. And then finally, we've got Christian's membership, which again is the gold block. And finally, Spezial's membership, which is one more time the gold block. So I'm going to continue working here, guys, get some more path blocks down. I've actually restructured the tree slightly. So what I'm aiming for now, I'm just going to grab these ink sacks real quick while I see them. What I'm aiming for now is to actually make the iron farm kind of the center of this Arboretum. So the pathway will lead directly on over to that thing, or this tube, not that thing, the tube, Hocus, that files the golems down into our base. And we'll probably have like a circular path around it or something. Just make this the centerpiece of the Arboretum so that we've got something focal, and then the trees will just branch off. But look at this. What a view, guys. What a view. The light in the night looks very, very nice indeed. Very nice. So this is where we stand at the moment. We've got all of the donations and memberships in place, as I went over in the previous segment of the video. And I've now implemented pathways across all of the Arboretum so far. And this will be extended, as I mentioned earlier. This is going to be the focal point of things, and then the pathways will branch off of that. But I think what I'm going to do for now, guys, is leave the path work and the tree work there, because I'm actually running a little bit low on recording time here. So I want to make a little bit of headway on the wall. So what I'm going to do before we begin construction is just to flatten out some of the land here. We could do without the change in level. So I think what I'll do is kind of just bring this across for now. We can always go ahead and terraform slightly here on the coast of the river, just to make things look a bit better afterwards, but I just need a tiny bit more space to work the wall into. So let me just fill in this land with a bit of dirt, and then we'll go grab the resources and get started on some design preparations. Okay then, guys, let's go through this together, because I've got some blocks up together for us to work with here. So this is the kind of theme we're going with, just a natural, mossy, overgrown type feeling, but ultimately it will be made out of stone. And I think what we'll do is we'll give us, I don't know, maybe like a... Should we do a 3 wide gap? No, probably not. I think maybe just the one gap behind the tree. So we've got the gap in front. Let's do 1 block behind and then just start from there. So 2 wide I want this wall to be. I'm going to start it with some cobblestone. I'm just going to do a small section here so that we can see how this is going to work out together. And again, just kind of randomizing. So we'll just mix in a few of each of these textures. And then let's get a bit of cracked in there as well. And then save some space because I do want to put some oak leaves in as well. But I think where the oak leaves are, let's mix it up ever so slightly and actually implement some gravel underneath. Because, of course, oak leaves, if you have your render settings configured in a certain way, you can see through them. So I want to make sure that it looks good on the underside as well as behind. So let's make the gravel the block that it will sit on. That'll be something like this. And I might even throw a few more oak leaves in there eventually. And then what I want to do is maybe have the outside of the wall to be 2 high, whereas the inside is mainly 1 high. So then again, we'll just come back through with these blocks and just pile them up as random as possible. Okay, let's do a bit of this. That'll be okay. And then switch back to some of these guys. So let's... and we won't make it too high everywhere either. Let's be a little bit random here. And then I think finally we've got a little bit of space here for some mossy stone brick. So I need to find the right area for this to go into. Don't want to combine too many of the textures together if possible. And then maybe again even some extra leaves here would be a good idea. So let's mix some of those in. That'll be okay. And then finally, to cap things off here, I do have some slabs. And again, we might even go ahead and make some of the front end 2 wide. So let's actually do that. Let's do that before we go ahead and place any slabs down. So again, same textures. Let's maybe throw that in there. One in... No. Let's not do that. That's 2 in a row. Let's... Nope. Too close together. Let's do that. And then maybe that there. Or a cobblestone here would work, actually. I'm sorry if my thoughts aren't coming across very well here. I'm kind of just going with the flow. Hopefully you guys are catching what I've got going on. And then now that we've got this part set up, here is where we're going to implement the slabs. So we've got 3 different slab styles. We've got cobblestone, mossy cobblestone, and mossy stone brick. So I guess we'll go with maybe try and match up the textures. So we've got that matches, that can match that. And then maybe if we do the same on the inside, where possible, so we can't match here. Maybe the matching idea isn't all that great, actually. No, we're gonna go back on that idea. Let's not do the matching idea. Let's try and randomize it a little bit. So let's try and actually have them not match at all. So maybe we'll do that and that. That would look okay. And then on the inside here, we can do something different. So let's have a couple of those guys. Maybe one there. And then let's try and get a cobblestone in. Right there will be good. Yeah, so something like that. And then at the back, again, we might even have a few more. So how about a mossy stone brick? Then possibly a cobblestone there will work. And then let's try to get one more right here. Let's do a mossy cobblestone. So from this side, we've got something that looks like this. I don't think it's too bad, right? It's not, obviously not one of the greatest walls I'll ever build in my life, but it's got enough texture and enough detail, I think, to do the trick. And then another thing, what was that? Oh, the sound of the gravel scared the hell out of me then. Not gonna lie, guys, not gonna lie. But the idea from the back here was that we're making sure that everything is high enough for mobs to be incapable of climbing it. So obviously spiders will still be a threat, but every other mob type shouldn't be able to get over here. So it's going to provide safety as well as aesthetics, and I guess there's nothing more to do but to extend the design around the outside of the farm a little bit. Alright guys, I have to say I quite like the look of this so far, so I'm giving you guys somewhat of an aerial view here, or attempting to at the very least. So we got the wall running behind the back of the Arboretum here, and then from the inside things look a little bit like this. So we got all the trees lined up. A wall that surrounds the area for the most part. Now, the reason why I haven't extended it any further is because I think we're actually going to have to retract certain parts of it in the end anyway. For example, this pathway might even extend a little bit further in this direction because we've got space to expand into. And of course, I don't exactly know the dimensions of the remainder of the Arboretum. It could go this way, Could go that way. So I'm not going to build a wall and constrain myself. I would just build the wall as we develop this place. But for now, it's a good enough size for what we've got going on. Now, there's one more thing I want to take a look at, and that is just kind of giving a little bit of life to the grass here. So it's not very interesting at the moment. It's quite plain. In between the trees, there isn't a lot going on. So I figured we could maybe use a combination of carpet and bone meal, see what we can get going here. So similarly to the cow farm, we could have something like this where we have a carpet pattern that almost looks as if it's freshly cut grass. You know, you've got the stripes in it. And I believe that when they do cut grass in this way, they raise the blades ever so slightly across the patches that look a bit darker, and it's slightly longer, but obviously not long enough to have much of an effect on the overall surface, because this is often done on sports fields. So obviously in that situation, they have to make sure that they're quite precise. But I think on the in between those carpeted areas, we could just bone meal, and that will provide the remainder of the interest and detail. So it'll be something like this. I don't think it looks too bad. Maybe let's try here just bone mealing instead of having the carpet and see what that looks like. Because the carpet, you know, without a comparison, might look a little bit better than it actually is. So without the carpet, we've got something like this. You know what? I think I'm going to go with the carpet. I really like the color of the dark green. Or green, I guess this is just regular green. I really like the deep color that it has. So I think we're just going to go with it. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I've got enough dye to get this done. If not, I guess welcome back temporary cactus farm. Alright then guys, welcome back to episode 24 for the last time. Unfortunately, there was not enough of the cactus to get this thing finished, but over time I will keep adding to it as I usually do, and we'll make sure to just keep progressing on the Arboretum here. But I had a bunch of fun with today's episode, and I hope you guys feel the same way and very much so enjoyed it. And thank you once again to all the donors, all the members so far. You guys, it's honestly unbelievable. I never thought that I would be getting people that would want to donate to me to play video games. You know, it's kind of a surreal experience. So yeah, thank you very much to everybody who's contributed to the channel so far. I really do appreciate it, and I have much love for the community regardless of whether you've donated or not. Everybody here, awesome, love you guys. Thank you very much for all the support and everything that you provide for me. So if you did enjoy today's episode, please be sure to like the video. That would be much appreciated and would help out a bunch. If you have any questions, suggestions, comments, anything like that, any feedback, drop that down in the comment section below. That'd be awesome. And then finally, if you're new around here, then first of all, welcome to the channel. My name is Hocus Pocus. I hope you had fun with today's episode. Please consider subscribing. That will allow you to stay tuned to this series and any other Minecraft videos that I post to the channel, as well as maybe a little bit of other stuff here and there. So one more thing before I go, guys. Next episode is likely to be a world tour. Since we don't have as much time now to get episodes out, I think every 25 episodes would be a bit better. Otherwise, we might be waiting for a while for one. So I think 25, I'll do a world tour, and then we'll continue every 25 episodes until things change and we can go back to the 50. All right, guys, take care. Have a good one. Thank you for tuning in today once again. My name has been Hocus Pocus, or it still is, but I have been Hocus Pocus. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.